Hello again, everyone. We have got another International Twilight Struggle League organised by Basque Mechs. I am USSR, and I'm playing a relatively new player, but I will hold nothing back because I was absolutely torn up and down in January. And what a start. No defectors, which is a bummer. But I could, with D-Style, I could headline Decol and duck and cover Kuaran. So let's open 4-4-1. To begin. And then we can have a think about our hand. I don't have socialist government, so the coup in Italy is not likely. We'll see if he opens 4-3-3. That makes life a little harder. Another opportunity, of course, to decoy is I put one in Malaysia, one in Algeria, and then I can duck and cover into France. So he might have NORAD. He's leaving Iran way open, which does make the Iran coup with duck and cover more attractive. Basically, my only risk is defectors. So let's plug in my hand. I got Decol and D-Style. I got Purge and Duck and Cover. Indo-Pac Olympic Games. Eastern European Containment. I can do AR6. Alright, so it's a serious bummer when I get defected out of Decol. What do we think? It'll be a fun gamble. It'll be a story for the ages. Well, that's alright. Headlining NATO's an error, of course, because neither's triggered. So we'll take France. Hopefully you won't think I'm hectoring or lecturing. That's not the intent. He may dunk on Angola or Nigeria, but obviously that means I get the final coup in Iran if he does. And I still have D-Style to spread to South America. And I can punt some stuff around for Europe domination. He may even invent Arab-Israeli war for me to flip Israel, which would be attractive. Now he's going influence, which is wise. I've got Indo-Pakistani war, don't I? Oh, that doesn't get domination in. Let's threaten Europe. No, I want to keep high ops for coups. No, he's left me some decisions. Almost to the day a few years ago. Alright, so what are the options? I can coup Iran and he can counter coup. And then hopefully I can flip Pakistan with the Indo-Pakistani war. I can threaten Europe domination, But he can have a run at me on that. Or I can try cooing Pakistan. Let's have a coup on Pakistan. Why not? Big number. Yep, well, big enough. That's good. And obviously I have Indo-Pakistani war. So, of course, that's risky before... bless you. That is risky before Korean War. And what we'll also do is we will take the last coup this time on Iran. Pretty good. So I'm going to get Milops. I can try and dominate in as many regions as possible and hold on to D-Style. Bless you. Because I do not have sufficient operational value to get D-Style yet. Unless he gives me Warsaw Pact. And then we'll push for as many quick and dirty dominations as we can. Asia, Middle East. If he doesn't play into Malaysia, we'll pop one in Lebanon and one in Iran. We do have to overprotect France against Truman. That's yet to come down. But yeah, unfortunately, getting his headlines the wrong way around. If he'd have headline Marshall Plan, he could in theory have activated NATO, but again, you never really want to do that as USA. But this is a good proving ground. As a new player, you're rarely playing someone who has a few years' experience, so hopefully he will get some takeaways. So yeah, if he doesn't play into Malaysia, we play into Iran and Lebanon/Syria. If he does play into Malaysia, I will use the China card to take... Okay, so that's good. That overprotects France, which does us a favour. Okay, so he's trying to deny Europe domination, which is fine. That's certainly his prerogative. But we will now take the Middle East. Then we'll follow it up with China. Asia, that is. If he doesn't move into Malaysia, maybe not with the China card, because I can... use Indo-Pakistani War and containment. So he spaces away SocGov and gets there. Which is alright for him. We'll overprotect East Germany against Truman. Probably overly cautious, but let's do it. So a Suez headline here is very good. Even with France the way it is, it will sweep him out of the Middle East. Oh, he's done it anyway. Does he move into Egypt? He does. Very sensible, very sensible. But it now gives me a nice coup target if I can clean him out. I've got enough, and I will take Indonesia as well. So, let's hope he doesn't 5-year plan me. Get the Asia domination, that's splendid. Right, I will headline NASA because he's got defectors. If he tries to drop Middle Eastern scoring, he's not going to get there. I'm unlikely to be scoring Europe domination here, unfortunately. But NASA's the obvious headline to deny him the drop. We're running low on 3-op cards as well, so if he doesn't track those, defectors, career, special relationship. So special relationship can either go to space or I can... Oh no, wait, the UK's been depleted because of Suez, that's handy. But NASA's got to be the headline. US-Japan obviously levels up. Well, it doesn't because I'm 3-1. And now I'm going to use the China card because we want to clear him out. And that's the only way to guarantee it with a 1. That's overkill, clearly, but... Right, so he's got 5-year plan, NORAD, and there's Comic-Con and Warsaw on my side. If we see all of those go... But first up, I will push into Turkey in the hopes of getting to Greece before him. And we'll see if we can race Europe. It's unlikely, because it's only 2 ops for him to take the UK. But if he missteps... obviously, the Egypt coup has now given us our D-style ops. So we'll put those around South America. And I will not zoom in like that. Stupid laptop. So he's up against it now in the sense that Middle East is going to be scoring at least 7. Yep. So we're going to be at 14 by the end of the turn. $15 with Europe, 16 with captured Nazi. So I'm unlikely to get there. So there goes another 3. And where does it go? UK and Taiwan. Okay, so special relationship's now not triggerable. We'll event captured Nazi. And now we're going to space special relationship to try and get to the 2-space square. Or at least to deny him the chance to space twice. 3 3-up cards left. We'll keep tracking, because West Germany may drop. But I'm now not going to expect to score Europe at Dom. Okay, since Asia's dropped, that's not particularly efficient use of operations points. So now I will try spacing defectors, even though that puts defectors back in the reshuffle, if I can get to the 2-0 space. He's going to deny me that, that's wise. But that's another 3-up card gone. So we've got 5-year plan and NORAD to go. Yep. So we're going to hold defectors now. We can hold Europe scoring a little longer. Let's spread those all around. So we're just hoping against hope not to get dealt CIA turn 3 and get 5-year planned. Which I have set myself up for. So AR5 will drop Europe scoring. AR6, I might use Korean War to take Laos and Vietnam. No, maybe just Afghanistan. To regain domination in Asia in case it comes back in the reshuffle. Because what we don't want to do is... Although I suppose I should overprotect North Korea against the China card. So I might pop one in North Korea and one in Laos. Because obviously Vietnam revolts is still to drop. Okay, so he's going 3-3 in Asia. So domination is not currently an issue. We'll drop Europe scoring. And AR6 will use Korean War to overtake North Korea so he doesn't tap us and dominate Asia. And we'll probably put one in Venezuela. Excuse me, clearing my throat on mic. How unprofessional for an amateur. Got a game on Saturday, so in a few more days there'll be an upload. That's the Reddit Twilight Struggle League, organised by Shaq. And that will be against... Okay, into Mexico's fine. That will be against... Caveman Crossing. So that will be uploaded swiftly. No, we don't want it there, because if he CIAs... and he flips Angola, I lose access, so Zaire is better. So what's left? 5-year NORAD, Truman, CIA, Middle East, Arab Israeli, Fidel, Cambridge 5, Romanian abdication. Alas for him, he had Middle East scoring, so it's 16 at the end of the turn. Middle East scoring back in the reshuffle ends the game. Didn't get it. And also got CIA. So if he duck and covers me, that'll be exciting. So purge blockade's an option here. Space off NORAD. We're going to start with purge, and then we're going to show CIA. And hope he doesn't duck and cover me. Only 5-year plans me, which is fine. You can pull Truman. Perfect. So, rest of my hand. Finland goes. I got Romanian abdication. And I got Indo-Pak in the reshuffle. And those are my 6 cards. So yes, I open with CIA. To avoid DEFCON suicide. And then... So he's got Arab-Israeli War, Fidel and the Cambridge 5. None of which are delightfully playable for him. But we're going to space NORAD and hope to win with Indo-Pakistani War to hit 20. Optimal coup here is, I suppose, Nigeria / one of the South American states. But we're still going to race to 20. So he keeps DEFCON low and gets presence in the Middle East, which is quite snazzy. But we're still going to get our DEFCON lowering coup off. It's not enough to end the game, and he won't get access to Libya anyway, to Egypt anyway. But we're still going to space NORAD and event Indo-Pakistani War to try and hit 20. So we have to hope he doesn't get space off first. If he does do stuff in the Middle East, it'll be at a crawl anyway. But there's every possibility this will go to mid-war. Alright, might as well give a pep talk. Yeah, I mean, for a beginner player, it's not been bad since, right? I mean, if you wanted to get back into the Middle East, cooing Lebanon was probably a lot easier. There you go. Space next, very clever. Bugger got there as well! Very neat, very neat. So, what do we want to do? Let's event NORAD, because he's not vying for a lot of space, and push into India. So we can at least threaten domination in Asia. And I know eventing NORAD is risky, but we've now lost one of our routes to victory. And I can still event Indo-Pakistani War. Of course, Arab-Israeli War is now 1 in 3, because he's got Syria. And I've lost access to Turkey. Not shabby at all. So what I might do is start ticking up Argentina and Venezuela. What have we seen so far? 5-year socialist. 5-year and socialist, yeah. It's Marshall. Okay, making use of NORAD. Sensible. So let's start causing trouble in South America as well. Warsaw Pact still to come out and save me as well, mind. So he's got 5 cards left in hand, 3 of which are Arab, Israeli, Fidel and Cambridge 5. Need to put 1 in Libya to avoid getting Sadatted out of that bit of the Middle East. But this thing's definitely going to mid-war now. At least CIA has gone. And we currently have to watch out for NORAD only really in East Germany, with Warsaw Pact still to come out. Okay, so that implies he's worried about a scoring card, does it not? And he plays into Colombia. We'll get a coup off it to get our mill ops up. And that's not a bad result because he can't coup back. So we're now up another point. And assuming he's not got Europe scoring, neither are quite a game ender. So we now know he's got Arab, Israeli, Fidel and one other, by implication, a scoring card. And by extension, it seems like Europe, with Truman gone. Right, we'll put one in Venezuela to defend against Voice of America, completely clearing me out. So he's got Arab, Israeli, Fidel, and one other card, likely a scorer. Likely Europe. So he can't now tap because of Purge. And I'll event blockade. I'm not going to get a better opportunity to clear out West Germany. And he's going to feel queasy about eventing either of Fidel or Arab Israeli. Arab Israeli is only a 1 in 3, but it will also... Yeah, Fidel, fine. Not unreasonable. So we event blockade, and he loses West Germany. And we see what scoring card he has. Okay, so Middle East is at risk because of Sadat. And doing something about Central America wouldn't hurt. Che's alright. Going in at -14 and board development in Africa and South America is good too. So 2 VP there. 16. 4 VP to win. Let's add the mid-war cards. So I didn't pick up any scorers. But I can headline Cuban Missile Crisis and do crazy stuff with grain sales, which would be weird. I can just as easily headline Quagmire, because NORAD's in play, although there's Cuban Missile Crisis. Let's plug in my hand. Let's do this right, because I don't like grain sales or colonial rearguards. OAS. What other Yankee cards? Panama Canal, also not great. And then on my side I've got Liberation Theology. And then I've got a whole heap of neutrals. Cuba. How I Learned. What's my 9th? Oh, Olympic Games. Alright, so we could headline Cuban Missile Crisis and then make DEFCON 5. Which would be weird. We can headline Quagmire to cancel NORAD. But I like Cuban Missile Crisis since he's not developed. And I can always re-raise DEFCON. He's going to get a brush war off. That could swing stuff. Venezuela or Egypt? Egypt's not a bad shout, it just kind of advances Sadat. Okay, good flip, good flip. We will take Chile, so that he can't walk in. Oh great, I get rid of grain sales. No trap, no trap. Hooray, out in one. Always nice to get out in one. So now I can space colonial rearguards and hold OAS. Depending on what scorers drop, I could use how I learned to finish the game off if he can't then coup. So 2 VPs for him. Alright, change of plans. I'm going to coup here, because he can't coup back. We use Panama Canal to return to take Brazil. We'll Quagmire him AR7. So we're spacing colonial rearguards. Still need to do something about Sadat. Liberation Theology is a bit of a blunt instrument this turn. Especially if I use Panama Canal returned, but I want to hold OAS. Okay, so I get Guatemala off. No more targets. Choices. We're going to be very risk averse. And do that. Because I don't want to get over on Peru. That now means I can hold Panama and OAS, if I wish. So now Liberation Theology becomes eventable. 2 into Panama, 1 into Mexico. No, other way around. 2 into Mexico, 1 into Panama. To make him presenceless briefly in Central America. We're still going to event Quagmire AR7. If he's holding a scorer, he gets stuck. Or he's out in 1. Kind of want to drop 1 in Sudan. So he's headline peaking. But we're in no rush to deal with that. Take dropped, need to remember that. That gives him something to do. A reasonable recovery. So we'll space colonial rear guards. And we'll quagmire him. AR7. Which leaves me with 2 1-op cards, which is kind of gross. Yes, I want into Panama with Summit, that's fine. And we'll event Quagmire. Bye bye NORAD. Let's see if he gets out in 1-2. He's got Arab Israeli Water Ditch. But if he's holding a scoring card, he can't do that. He's not holding a great scoring card either. Okay. Turn 5. South America scoring finishes it off. But let's start with U2 Incident for another VP. Because he's peaking. And if he doesn't Voice of America the hell out of me in South America, the game's over. I've got Voice of America. What a mug. He'll need to junta me. 2 into Brazil, coup Brazil is enough. But with him in the quagmire, I tap, get domination, and the game's over again. So, yeah, that's the route to victory. There goes the game. Thanks for watching. Do comment. I may have taken some shortcuts, but feedback's always welcome. I hope they learned as well, and I'll see you on Saturday for another game. Ciao for now.